Welcome, Jack Complex, open daily, herbal and traditional pharmacy. Alternative medicine products for all various ailments. Visit our vegetarian cafeteria, affordable meals made to order. Burgers, hot dogs, soups, sandwiches, etc. Location 25 Dajrak Street, Triumph East Coast Demerara, behind the Regional 4 RDC. Telephone 626-5877 or 220-4386. Remember, you are what you eat.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, Ashhadu anna kullu Rasulullah, Ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, La ilaha illallah. In the name of the creator of our universe, in the name of the creator of us, we give praise and thanks to Almighty God for bringing us together. Those of you who are looking at this program, and those of you who have come to be here with us, we give praise and thanks to God for your presence and for your support. And as we thank God, we greet you and we recognize our differences. To our Christian brothers and sisters, peace be unto you. To our Hindu brothers and sisters, namaste. To our Rastafarian brothers and sisters, Jah peace and Jah love. And to our Muslim brothers and sisters and all other denominations, we greet you with the greetings of peace in the African language, Assalamu alaikum. Brothers and sisters, it is a situation that is very serious and that I want to touch on today, because as we always say, that the mosque, the church, the synagogue, when we come to pray, this is the place where we should air our grievances and where we should speak about the things that are affecting us. It is important because this life that we live. Last week I got a call after my program, and I mentioned in the program that we are the artificial intelligence of Almighty God. And somebody took the matter to me and called and decided to tell me we are not artificial and we could not be the artificial intelligence of God. But brothers and sisters, compared to God, we are artificial. We are the intelligence of God, as we are, as human, as beings. We are the creation of an intelligence created by another intelligence. So, the only way that we cannot be the artificial intelligence is if we have the same equal intelligence as our Creator. So this guy was arguing with me and telling me this, but we have to understand that we have an example. For example, man is making the inventor of robots. Man is telling robots what to do, how to walk, how to talk. And where did man get the example from? From God. For God created us, taught us to talk, taught us to walk, because nobody taught us to talk, you know. We came to this earth talking, speaking. Nobody taught us. Nobody taught us how to walk. Nobody taught us how to run. Nobody taught us how to eat. Nobody taught us how to drink. Nobody taught us how to think. We came here created with these things. So who taught us to walk and talk and sleep and eat and drink and cry and shout and quarrel? Who taught us that? Who taught us language? Who taught us how to know ourselves? We came here with all the attributes to be able to do that. We are the artificial intelligence because we do not have the intelligence of the Creator. The Creator has the real intelligence, and we are created from that intelligence of that Creator. So we are a spin-off from the intelligence of the Creator, created with our own artificial intelligence. And man has taken it to himself to feel that this artificial intelligence that he is as powerful as the intelligence that created him. That's the only way you're not artificial. You're not artificial if your intelligence is equal to the intelligence that created you. Then you're not artificial. If not, we are artificial. And because we are artificial, we make the mistakes that we make. But God in His wisdom has sent men and women to this earth to give us an inclination as how we should live and how we should serve our Creator. But it's the same way as man creating robots. Do you know that a computer is a robot? What do you think a computer is? You type something in a computer and you ask them a question and the computer answers you. And you depend on that question, depend on that answer. Whether it's right or wrong, we don't know. But we depend on the computer. So the computer is actually training us, telling us how to live, and answering the questions that we want. That is the artificial intelligence that we created, or that we invented, not created. We invented that intelligence after being created by another intelligence that gave the intelligence to us to invent another type of intelligence. You see? So at some point in time, these robots and these computers that we invented are going to start disobeying us, just like we disobey our Creator. You see? We were created to serve our Creator as the master and as the intelligence of this earth, or this planet, and any other planet. But we were disobedient. We continue to be disobedient. We continue to feel with our artificial intelligence that we are able to equal the intelligence of the one who created us. That's the story. So we make up stories, we print books, we got the Holy Bible, the Holy Quran, we have the Bhagavad Gita, we have the other different scriptures, the Vedic scriptures and so on, the Talmud and so on. We have all these. All these books tell us about the intelligence that created us. You see? And that intelligence created us, and since we are not as intelligent as our Creator, then we are artificial. See, this is what I want to emphasize. And we have reached the stage whereby we have gone to disobey our Creator. Rules and regulations were made for us, and we have disobeyed because we want to be able to show the Creator that we are equal to that Creator. And this is what is going to happen with us and our robots and our computers and our cell phones. You have your cell phone and you click, Siri, tell me so. Siri, tell me. And whatever Siri tell you, you believe. Because we are controlled by Siri. Yo, brother Iamei, it's man who put that in there. Maybe man put that in there. But what I have is God put that in here for me. And yet still, I'm disobedient to God. And this is what's going to happen with our robots at a certain time. And it's being done right now. that we ask our computers questions, we ask our cell phone questions, and they answer us. And after a while, and not even after a while, they have already started giving us orders. They are giving us orders. Our cell phones and our computers are giving us orders, telling us what we must do. We have computer doctors. Go on the computer and find out what you must do if you have a headache. The computer is going to tell you. Go and try it and see how effective it is. The computer is able to tell us what we need to do and what we need to have. And so I want to explain this to the brother that called me and let him know that we are just like the robots that we build. We are like the computers. The only thing is that we don't give God any orders. But we try to equal ourselves to Almighty God. And this is why they came up with the whole system of politics and the whole system of democracy. Politics, democracy, and all the different names, capitalism, fascismus, all these different communism, socialism, all the different isms we have come up with in order to define ourselves as being intelligent as the one who created us. Brothers and sisters, it's a very, complicated scene. I mean, what I'm saying, many of you will not accept it. It's no problem. I don't say things for you to accept, but look at it and check it out and see if we are not being controlled by the same instruments that we have invented. And look and see if we were not invented by God. Yeah, we call it created. We were created by God. Our intelligence were invented. It's artificial to the intelligence that God has. For God gave us that intelligence to use. But we use it against each other. Use it to kill each other. Use it to oppress each other. Use it to go against the rules and regulations that Almighty God has given us to use. Brothers and sisters, we see it every day. We see poor people, we see rich people. Now the people who are rich in terms of finance, because a rich person is not a rich person because they have money or that they have an economic wealth. No, a rich person is a person who is ready to humble him or herself, to understand their Creator, to understand that they are artificial and that the Creator is real. That is a rich person. A person who understands that I am an artificial, my intelligence is artificial. If my intelligence wasn't artificial, I could not live under the political situation in the world today and can't do anything about it. God can change it, for God keeps changing. But we can hardly change anything politically when they have their wealth, their influence, and their power that they crave. Each one a different color, but none of them can save. Those are the people whose intelligence, artificial intelligence, that God has loaned to them to survive in this life, and they are using it against each other and against the directives and the commandments of their Creator. Brothers and sisters, I want to touch on this $100,000. It's very important. Many of you might not understand how important it is, but when you are offered $100,000, you ask yourself for what? Now, people might feel to themselves that this is a very great thing that is being done, that we are being offered $100,000 each adult. But let me tell you something. There is a man called Muammar Gaddafi who was the former president of Libya and who was assassinated. At the time of his presidency, no Libyan was without a house. No Libyan had to pay electricity. No Libyan had to pay water rates. No Libyan had to pay for education. And if a Libyan wanted to be educated overseas, the Libyan government, Gaddafi's government, used to pay for that until the person graduates, right up to university. No Libyan that got married, when a Libyan got married, the government sustained him and his wife until he was able to get a job, or the wife and him would start working. In fact, Libyan women never really worked. But no, at no time did Gaddafi give anybody $100,000 for themselves. And that's what I'm saying. What Gaddafi did was provide for his people so that his people can provide for themselves. And that's what I'm saying. If we have $65 billion to give away, then we need to provide for our people. We are in a position to do exactly what Libya did. We are in a position with our resources, which includes our oil reserves as well, to have every Guyanese having a home. Every Guyanese having free electricity and water. We are in a position to do that. No, but we prefer to hand out. You see, because that's what it is, a handout of $100,000. We hand it out. We here are saying that it is not a wise idea. I hear some Negroes, you know, because we have, in this country, we have blacks and we have Negroes. I hear some Negroes are very happy about the $100,000 that they're getting. But you Negroes must understand something, that from the time of slavery, you have had nothing. N-O-T-H-I-N-G, nothing. The Amerindians received land. The indentured Indians received house and land. You received nothing, but you're happy and you're jumping up in the air for $100,000. Shame, 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 shame on you. Are you all right, buddy? Maybe you got $100,000, that's why. Maybe I have what? I'm happy for the 100,000 just like you. But I am not going to feel good in getting $100,000, and I know many other people are not going to get. Because during the time of the COVID, they shared out, I think it was $25,000 to each household, and up to today, thousands of people have not received their $25,000. And the same thing is going to happen. How do you know the same thing is going to happen, Brother Iamei? Yeah, because it happened before. So I know it's going to happen again. I have an example. I'm not being negative before, so I'm saying that it is a wonderful thing for a poor man to have a bank account. It's a wonderful thing for a poor man to look at his bank book and know that he has so much in it. Just like if he's banking a box hand, throwing a box hand. Establish with that 65 billion, establish an institution for lending and building. And let the middle income and the low income people of this country become shareholders of that institution. Let them become shareholders. Let them put their money, let them have somewhere they can put their money, and let them get a book and an account number. It's an important thing to uplift the esteem of the people that you say you love. Uplift their esteem. I want to know which prophet of Almighty God would disagree with something like that. And every shareholder in the bank who whose family gives birth to a newborn, that newborn will be opened, an account will be opened for that newborn with $50,000. So we have an institution that is inhabited as shareholders by vendors, the people who sell on the street, the vendors, all the little man, the donkey cart man, the horse cart man, everybody got an account, you know? Well, you giving me 100,000. Now you Negroes, right? Especially you, I'm speaking up in the air, see what your foreparents left for you. What have we got? Huh? What have you got? With $100,000, you cannot ensure anything for your grandchildren and your other grandchildren. But with a bank, and you having an account in the bank, and that bank will be responsible for agricultural land. That bank will be responsible for educating your children. That bank will be responsible for your health when you're sick. That bank, if you want to buy a car, you can go to that bank. You don't have to have a down payment. You see, your 100,000 is in that bank. You don't get it in your hand, but it's in that bank. That bank is also going to look after old age facilities. Senior citizens' homes will be built through that bank. The People's Bank. You know, the low income and the middle income people's bank. The high income earners have no access to that bank. Health insurance, if you have to go overseas and you need to have money to pay for your operation, that bank, it's your bank, it's the people's bank. The people will pay for the people. Take the 65 billion and do something like that for the people. On our streets, there is an increase in crime, an increase in drugs, an increase in prostitution, an increase in all kinds of different things right now. We need to have an institution where our young men and women who drop out of school or whatsoever can increase themselves, getting a second chance. We need a national service. Take your 65 billion, keep my 100, and invest it in a national service. Invest it in a bank. Last week I said there is a bank at Stabrook Market there, the former GNCB bank. It can be resuscitated. If you don't like it for some other stupid racial reason, you can build your own. We can build our own. And you have 65 billion. It doesn't take $65 billion to build a bank, a people's bank. You know? So we have people with disabilities. That bank, remember, it's all middle income and low income people who are shareholders of that bank. And they are putting their money in there every week and every month. It's going to be billions of dollars. That bank is going to be responsible for the people. A lot of things. And in exchange for that, the people who, the shareholders who belong to that bank pay no tax. Once you belong to the bank as a shareholder, you don't pay tax. Take the 65 billion and invest it in that way. And the people of this country will be able to enjoy. Their children will be able to enjoy. Their grandchildren will be able to enjoy. Their great-grandchildren, they will grow up. Yeah? Imagine your granddaughter is born yesterday and she got $50,000. Huh? And her grandchild, when she becomes a grandmother, will also have the privilege of having $50,000, which is going to be more in that time. So what we are saying is, that's our suggestion. And you Negroes, because I'm not talking to the blacks now. The blacks are people who are thinking like I am thinking. They're saying that. Gave us something that our, our foreparents had, not with slaves. They didn't leave anything for us. The Afro-Guyanese generation had to buy land. Like I was telling you about Libya. The Libyan government gave them land. They didn't have to buy their own land like we have to here. We have to buy our own land. The land belongs to us and we have to buy it. Housing was provided with low, very, very minimum cost. It wasn't a low cost house. It was a house that you were able to pay for at a very low cost. You see, here they make it different. You got a different type of low cost house and middle income house. If you don't look at it properly, you can't live in it too long. But the thing is that we are saying that is a project that we are able to sustain with 65 if we are allocated the 65 billion in that form instead of giving everybody 100,000. It's not going to work. Everybody is not going to get 100,000. Some people are going to get and some people are not going to get. We're living in a corrupt society. What do you think it is? If you're living in a society that is corrupt, then all that happens is corruption, especially when money is involved. And that is what we are going to see. We are going to see so much corruption that it is insured. The 65 billion is insured if we do projects. If it's not the bank, like I'm saying, and the national service, then it can be something else in that form. But we are saying establish an institution, establish the national service, get our boys off the street, get our girls from prostitution. Do you know how many girls are prostituted? You see that TikTok program? You see that TikTok program that you find them on? They're all doing TikTok. Some of it is prostitution, but they're calling TikTok. I could put another talking thing to it and make you understand what is the meaning of it. But cost of living is gone up. Greens gone up. Goods are gone up. Taxi fare gone up. And you're giving me $100,000 to do what? How long is it going to last? But my bank account, my little bank account that I used to throw a box on, now I'm throwing it in the bank. Now I have a bank book. You go on the road and ask all them poor people that you see on the road if they ever had a bank book. You know what it is? You know how it encourages someone to save? You can borrow from that bank. Only middle income and low income people can borrow from the bank. That is an insurance given to you by the people who want to give you $100,000 to do what? And to achieve what? And you Negroes must understand that you have nothing, but a situation like that, an institution like that, will help you, help your families. But no, you like the handouts, beggars, slaves again.
Welcome, Jack Complex, open daily, herbal and traditional pharmacy. Alternative medicine products for all various ailments. Visit our vegetarian cafeteria, affordable meals made to order. Burgers, hot dogs, soup, sandwiches, etc. Location 25 Dazrak Street, Triumph East Coast Demerara, behind the Regional 4 RDC. Telephone 626-5877 or 220-4386. Remember, you are what you eat.
Man create his own monster. Weapons of damnation and disaster. No sign at all of human rights. Today has turned into night. Is racialism so? And segregation so? Which way is left to go? I don't know. Hold on. Tell me, what about love thy neighbor? Tell me, what about
Welcome, Jack Complex, open daily, herbal and traditional pharmacy. Alternative medicine products for all various ailments. Visit our vegetarian cafeteria, affordable meals made to order. Burgers, hot dogs, soup, sandwiches, etc. Location 25 Dazrak Street, Triumph East Coast Demerara, behind the Regional 4 RDC. Telephone 626-5877 or 220-4386. Remember, you are what you eat.
I am going to touch, before I finish, on the elections again in the United States, as I do every week. Many of you might want to know why I am doing it. I am doing it because I have a vision. My vision is that America is responsible for our welfare in this country. And if we do not get the right type of observation and supervision that we will need in order to get out of this situation. You know, have you really checked the situation? Things that we need to speak about in church. The Chinese have come here and are progressing, are moving. The Venezuelans have come here. Where are the Guyanese? What is the insurance of the life of the Guyanese? Those who say they believe in God and that God is in charge and all is well. All is well with the Chinese. All is well with the Venezuelans. All is not well with Guyanese. And especially the Negroes, the slaves, not the blacks, the Negroes. For in a while, Guyanese, as Guyanese, are not going to be able to afford to sustain themselves in their own country. Don't you see what's happening? Can't you see what's happening, brothers and sisters? It's a terrible scene. And the country that we look towards for help is the United States of America, whether we like it or not, and England, and Canada, but more so USA. So the person who becomes the president of the USA is important for us. And so I am speaking for Kamala Harris, the black sister who is running for the presidency, because she commemorates the black and the Indian in this country. Her father is black, her mother is Indian. So she commemorates that, and that alone can help to bring us together. For regardless of what you might say, if the Indians and the Africans of this country and the Amerindians do not understand we are Guyanese, this is our country that Almighty God has given us, then the Chinese and the Venezuelans and the other Spanish countries are going to take it over. Because that's what's happening. Now, Donald Trump, who is a racist, who is a fascist, who has no respect and regard for people of color, who has called our sister Kamala Harris, who is his opponent, he called her a black bitch. He says that she is unintelligent. She's not intelligent. Former governor, former attorney general, he's saying that she has no sense. She's a stupid woman. She's black and stupid. You don't want to see a man like that become the president of the United States, knowing that we are dependent on them. With an idiot like that, we don't want that. A white supremacist who has tried to overthrow his own government and who has no respect for women. You see, brothers and sisters, I speak that way because it is important. Whatever government is in our country, it's dictated and stipulated by the United States of America. whether you like it or not, that's the way it is. And so we have to be able to understand that we need to see a person who is competent enough to understand our problems, especially here in the Caribbean, to understand our problems. I hear the Muslims are saying that Biden and the Democratic government under the Kamala Harris, that they are backing Israel to commit the atrocities in the Gaza. But I'm saying, even though that might be true, I am saying that a change is going to come, because this is going to be a woman that is going to be leading the American government now, not a man. All the wars that were fought with America backing other countries against the inhabitants were done by men. I'm saying give her a chance, and let's see what the intuitive concept and philosophy of this woman is going to be. How is she going to handle the Gaza-Israel war, the Palestine-Indian war? How is she going to handle the Russian-Ukraine war? She's got to handle it, but she's going to handle it like a woman would handle it, not like a man. So don't expect it. And it is very sad, because the Muslims who are speaking like that must understand that Donald Trump said clearly that he is going to deport all Muslims. In fact, when he was president, he made a ban on Muslims. So if you don't vote for Kamala, you can vote for Donald? No way. No way. We cannot afford to have a man like Donald Trump as the president of America making decisions for us, people who he discriminates against, people who he has of color that he doesn't like because he's a racist. No, we can't have that. We have to reach out to our sister who looks like us, who is like us, who has a background like we have. We have to see that Kamala Harris wins the presidential seat in the United States of America. And so I'm saying some of our Caribbean political parties have been telling their people in the States to vote for the Republicans. Some of them, because they have no sense. They are as ignorant as Trump is. So they are telling their people, that they must, because the last Trump administration, they were looking after them. And so they feel to themselves that it's valid to vote back the Republicans into power. We are saying, be careful, for Trump is a fascist, a dictator and a fascist. And if we make the mistake of allowing him to gain that seat, then we will be in trouble for the next 10 years. More trouble than we are in now. Because we as a country, we are trying to get ourselves into a position that is more independent for ourselves and our people. But the way that it's going, our Guyanese people are going to find themselves going down in the dumps. You know how many, at one time, we had the Indians who were the owners of businesses. They owned most of the businesses in Georgetown and around the country. The Chinese are buying them out. The Indians are selling out. They're going away. The Negroes have nothing to sell, but they have $100,000 to get. You know what I mean? It's nice, man. They have nothing to sell. So this idea of the bank and the national service that I'm saying, that will ensure the people of African descent that their children would have a future in this country. The idea that I have put up there is an idea which is more beneficial to the poor and needy, and especially the people of African descent, more than any other in this country. You people, you Negroes who keep jumping up and down as if you are getting a Christmas gift from Santa, right? Think about it again and understand that it's nothing to be happy about. It's nothing to be nice about. You're getting $100,000 one-on-one and they finish with you. You have nothing more to get. And you have not got any inheritance to fall back on. The Amerindians and the Indians have got inheritance to fall back on. You don't have none. Fool, right? So you feel to yourself that it's okay. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, take it, jump up, have a nice time, and let's see what will be the end. But the end, if it goes like this, will mean that the foreigners, the immigrants, the migrants that are coming here, that are migrating here, are developing themselves rapidly, faster, and in the next few years, Guyanese, as a Guyanese population, as a people of Guyana, will exist no more. You know why? Because the truth is the truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Assalamu alaikum.
Brothers and sisters, practical experience is the greatest teacher. Memory is the greatest truth. And ingratitude, ungratefulness, is the greatest sin. Remember that.
Breaking down is a whole big runaround. A lot of talk is what goes on, while the world is left to mourn. Starvation taking toll, weapons out of control. The atmosphere is cold, oh so cold, oh Lord. Tell me, what about love thy neighbor? Tell me, what about he and Terry? He's my brother. Nobody cares a damn anymore. All they got on their mind is war, war. Tell me, what about equal rights and justice? Tell me, what about peace and happiness? Da, 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 hey. Da, 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 da. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They making new laws every day, and those of the master they throw away.
Welcome, Jack Complex, open daily, herbal and traditional pharmacy. Alternative medicine products for all various ailments. Visit our vegetarian cafeteria, affordable meals made to order. Burgers, hot dogs, soup, sandwiches, etc. Location, 25 Dazrak Street, Triumph East Coast, Demerara, behind the Regional 4 RDC. Telephone 626-5877 or 220-4386. Remember, you are what you eat.